A shock to no one. It takes a long time to make a movie. With pre-production, then the shoot, then editing, most films can take around a year and a half to make, with 2 to 3 months of that being the actual shooting. While many people say you can't rush art, there have been a handful of films that didn't just break the mold, they shot it with a cannon. Today, I'm going to show you top 10 movies that took forever to make. Before the start of the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Number 10. Apocalypse Now. The production of Francis Ford Coppola's war epic was so hard that an entire documentary exists solely focusing on the troubled shoot. The issues started and just kept rolling in, with one being actor Marlon Brando famously being difficult to work with and refusing to learn his lines. Another is the sets were destroyed by weather, not only forcing the shoot to wait but pushing it over budget as well. Then lead actor Martin Sheen suffered an unexpected heart attack and was out of production for a while. Finally, after 4 years, the production from hell was finished, and Coppola was rewarded for his efforts with one of the most critically successful films of all time. Number 9. Eraserhead. David Lynch's early film was considered a game changer to the psychological horror genre and has since been inducted into the Criterion Collection. However, it easily could have never existed at all. Originally started as a student film, Lynch fully committed himself to the project, refusing to settle for anything less than perfect. Funded almost completely by Lynch and his close friends and family, he relentlessly shot and reshot on it until completely satisfied. The film ultimately took 5 years to make, but all accounts and Lynch's impressive career since would say it was worth it. Number 8. Cronos. Guillermo del Toro's debut feature about vampires took 8 years to complete, with how often the production was stopped from the beginning as it got close. Then, after shooting a large portion of the film, it was halted as the production ran out of funding. Del Toro raised the money needed on his own, through loans, and managed to get the production back underway. While the film failed at making back its budget, it was critically well received and has since gained a cult following. It is even recognized as part of the Criterion Collection. Number 7. The Fall. The science fiction epic set out to have one of the most beautifully crafted worlds ever put to film, and while it succeeded, it took a long time to do so. The film shot in over 20 countries, with immense sets and costumes being designed non-stop to fill out the lands the characters traveled to. All in all, it took the production team 4 years to finish the full shoot for the film. Luckily, the effort was commended, with the film gaining a cult following in the years since its release. Number 6. Eyes Wide Shut. While many films on this list took long amounts of time due to constant starting and stopping of production, this one makes the list for one hellish continuous shoot. In order to make sure his last film was perfect, Stanley Kubrick shot for 15 straight months. The cast and crew have spoken at length about the exhaustion they felt from the production, but with the film being the last of Kubrick's career, it was given as much care and effort as it needed. Number 5. The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. Terry Gilliam's passion project was the movie that the universe seemingly refused to allow. The writer-director attempted to produce the film in 1989, but failed to secure the funding. Then, 10 years later in 1998, he attempted again, making it to pre-production and even rolling some footage on B-roll, but the film was canceled again. Finally, in 2018, Gilliam completed the film, only to be hit with a lawsuit that stopped his release. Another few months went by and then somehow the film made it out. Gilliam completed the project that he set out to 30 years prior. Number 4. Avatar. James Cameron finished the script for a science fiction epic in 1997, just in time to produce it after the success of Titanic. However, after starting pre-production, Cameron made the judgment call that the technology needed to bring his vision to life wasn't there yet, and he stopped the production. Over the next 20 years, Cameron would work on the film in bursts, rewriting the script and creating the culture of Pandora, the world the film takes place on. Finally, only after his own company creating some of the technology used for film, the movie was finished in 2009. It clearly was worth the time and effort, as it made a pretty decent amount of money. Number 3. Little Shop of Horrors, 1960. Roger Corman's directorial effort about a man-eating plant was a huge hit back when it was originally released in 1960. The film's heavy use of wacky characters moving about a few sets even led to the film becoming a hit musical. Then a hit film version of the musical was produced in 1986. What makes the film's success even more applaudable is that the whole thing was shot in only 3 days, the shortest production in history at the time. While it exists on the opposite end of the spectrum this list is built on, the 3 days is arguably just as insane an amount of time as the decades many of these films took. Number 2. Boyhood. Richard Linklater's bold vision of adolescence was conceived as a lengthy project from the get-go. He shot every summer with the same actors for 12 years straight, showing the life of a young boy as he grows up into a young adult. The film was luckily well received and widely respected for the effort put in, bringing a lot of buzz with it into award season. It was a bold, high-risk idea, but it paid off for the director, cast, and team that gave over a decade to put it together. Number 1. Thief and the Cobbler. The animated film by Richard Williams was first written and started in the 1960s. Unfortunately, the funding for the animation team stopped, and therefore so did the work on the film. Over the next 3 decades, work periodically started and stopped, as Disney would gather then ultimately pull funding for the film. Finally, in 1989, the film went back into full production, only to go over budget and be stopped again. Finally, the film was finished in 1993 and released. Just to create one of the saddest stories in film, it was received poorly by critics and bombed at the box office. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos and I'll see you in the next one.